Welcome to week 5. Hope you're all doing well. We're almost through. We're halfway done. So, week 5, we're going to be looking at a couple different things. We're going to be looking at chapters 6 and 7. So, I want you to read those chapters for the week. You're going to have a discussion question like we always do. You're going to have a 1 to 2 page paper. You're going to take a quiz on that chapter, on those 2 chapters, and you have your journal entry. So, that is what we're going to be starting with. Under lecture notes, I have the wrap up for week 4. You guys did awesome on the test. Chapter 6 video and chapter 7 video. Also, we have a Yahoo Data Leaks article, CSO online. So take a look at that article if you would, please. And you have your chapter 6 and 7 PowerPoints if you want to take a look at those. So what we're going to be doing for week 5. We have your discussion question. You could take a look at that. Let me just take a look here. I thought I had it up. You're going to discuss the different uses for cryptanalysis and how they could be used in the future. So as you're going to learn, cryptanalysis is just code breaking. So that's really what this week's chapter is about, is how do we go about, we've spent the first half of the class looking at how to encrypt information. Well, now we're going to figure out how to break it. So that should be a good thing. So we're going to be looking at that. So that will be up on your board for you to take a look at. You also have your paper. Your paper is going to cover, under your assignments tab, discuss how digital signatures utilize the PKI. And that's what we learned about the public key infrastructure, how it works. So that was those 2 topics. One was from chapter 6, one was from chapter 7. So please make sure you answer that. That's a 1 to 2 page of paper. Make sure you use APA format. We want at least 2 references. If you're having problems with APA, if you haven't written it, or if you're having any issues, take a look at the video at the root on how to use Word to use your APA. So this way it's a little bit better. Use your reference tab. It makes life easy. Also, you should be entering this week again back into your journal. Last week you didn't have to enter anything because we had our midterm. I want to see your journal entry. What did you learn at the end of this week? We also will have a quiz 5, which will cover chapters 6 and 7. So, just a quick overview of what these chapters are. So for chapter 6, we're going to be looking at the Enigma machine. That is one of the greatest pieces of work the Germans have put together, but it shows you the level of encryption and how much detail, and they really felt it was unbreakable. But the Allies were able to figure out by breaking a small piece of it. And I think that's what you really need to understand is it's not so much how they went about encrypting it. It's not that they ever encrypted the entire thing, but how their methods they used to figure out what it was. They took known words, weather report, Heil Hitler, something that they knew was going on, and this allowed them to look at that information and say, here's a pattern. We see this every day after day and day. And it allowed them to see, but if we can just break this, we know how to do the rest of the code. So that was really how they looked on how breaking that code. So that's an important thing. We also talked a little bit about the Navajo Indians and how they played a big part in the code breaking and keeping things secret from the Germans. Let's see, what else? So that's going to be chapter 6 is your code breaking, and chapter 7 is your public key infrastructure. How does it work? Why do we use it? So you want to take a look at those. Some easy reading. There are some exercises in both of these to take a look at. Take a look at them. See if you can crack those codes while we're working on it. This way you'll see what the certificate authority is and who runs it. This allows us, the public key infrastructure allows us to do business with someone you don't know. Think of it as a third party, someone in the middle. We know him, he knows someone else. We use him as our go-between. This way we feel safe. Think of it as PayPal. PayPal, we don't give information to strangers. We don't send them money. We use PayPal. That's really what the public information, the public key infrastructure is about. And PayPal is probably a really good example that we can use from it. So you want to take a look at that. Also, don't forget, if you have any questions, please contact me, whether through email or at the end of each page. Student questions, I check that daily. Also, what made you smile this week? Uh, how's everything going? I know we all get caught up in school and work that sometimes we forget to take a second to think about, well, yep, I'm doing good. I got to spend time with my family, friends. I went to the movies. I went on a motorcycle ride, or I taught a motorcycle class. These are some of the things that I do. So enlighten us. Makes me smile when I see you guys putting out something in there uh, on what's going on. All right. Have a wonderful week. I will talk to you next week. Thank you.